Greetings. Peace, love, hotel. TOG all day. Um, Speaking low because my niece is in the next room and she just went to sleep. And she had a tendency to wake up as soon as I start trying to do something. But first, I want to give a shout out to the great spirit of our ancestors. In particular, Haile Selassie. It's July 23rd. That's his birthday, and I wanted to show love. I had my shirt on, it was pretty hot, but I figured I'd throw a shirt on, and coincidentally, I had this one already ironed. And since this is Haile Selassie's birthday, I definitely represent my Christ shirt, and it's a royal day. Haile Selassie was the first monarch that I'd seen of my complexion. And I always felt royal, I always felt divine, but I really grabbed a hold of that once I saw it. It was an honor. And just to follow up on his story was even more incredible. If you haven't, check into that history. It's something that everybody should check out, no matter what ethnicity they resonate with. But I'm making a video, make another one later on. In particular, I wanted to make this one. It's been an awesome time since I got off that fast. It really was regenerative, tending my being. It just amped my creativity and my progression. It really helped boost it up, and it really just helped confirm a lot of things. My intuition and my timing are becoming that much more powerful. I came across a video from the great master Bobby Hemmett, and he was talking about the Master C Freeman, and on that same day that they were talking about, he was talking about certain things. He was speaking about July 20th and that day, and I happened to be watching that video on July 20th, and it was really profound, the different things he was speaking on. And I could go into that another video. In particular, I wanted to speak about. I'm watching the video, and it's called "The Moor" by C Freeman. You can check it out on YouTube, and he speaks about the dynamic of the Moor and how we fully understood the science of the zodiac. And he spoke about 3 people who needed to be commemorated and brought to our remembrance, so that we can begin to expand as a people. Since we are the lost children of Israel, Isis, Ra, and Elohim, and it was Benjamin Banneker who had just became a little bit more aware of his dynamic on why he was so profound. He's an androgynous being as well. See, Benjamin Banneker, he was castrated. I found out after watching Hidden Colors 3. Shout out to that. He was castrated, and this boosted his estrogen, which made him more feminine. This is why he was able to step into that realm when he was feeling like as the plants were talking to him, because they were, and he was able to get a lot of information from them because he was naturally in tune as a man, but then had his feminine aspect fully activated. And this is why he was so profound. He did so many different things, and we don't even know the half of, he created the sword, and that was something else that really helped me out, because I don't eat the flesh of any animal, so I started to eat a little bit more soy. It just being brought to the household more, and kind of find out that soy is toxic. It wasn't made to be consumed to the body. So I was wondering what the dynamic was with these veggie burgers, and why Burger King decided to grab a hold of veggie burgers like they're trying to be healthy or something like that. I said, no, I know it's something there, and come to find out, this soy boosts the estrogen in men, and it boosts the testosterone in women, and which can be a good thing, but if it's something that's being conjured in you without your awareness, then it may not be the most beneficial situation when you're dealing with hormones that you're not in control of. So that was something else. So anyway, it was Benjamin Banneker, J.A. Rogers, who was somebody who I had his The Great Men of Color book, and he apparently put a lot of awesome works together. J.A. Rogers, and it was Benjamin Banneker, J. Rogers, and the great Moore, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. He was somebody else that we can get these, compile these individuals and their works. We can really start to help bring our people out. All Moors, all Moors, any place. So I wanted to touch on that real quick, but in particular I want to touch on. So I'm watching this lecture by C Freeman L. He's speaking about the Moors and how and he's speaking about how we were very much familiar with how the entire Bible is basically the science of the zodiac in code, and the spirits have been speaking to me and telling me that I need to go back into that church and really help bring our people out through that, because that's how I came through. A lot of folks came through to their conscious awakening, especially Moorish men. A lot of them came through Islam, but I came through Christianity, and that's another story in itself. So, but I always felt like, I want to go back, but I know our folks are so entrapped into that world that it's hard for them to understand something outside of that particular book. But now, thanks to the Ascended Master C Freeman, who came back into my awareness and confirmed to me that I'm a master as well, they're showing me that I can use that same Bible and really help deliver our people through that same Bible, which I thought was phenomenal. And I'm so thankful to get that clarification and understanding of the situation. So now I know that I can go back into these buildings and I can go in there and I feel some type of way, because I know that I'm actually going to be able to help them through giving them their history, giving us back our science, making them aware of our science. So I was really happy about that. And I took a little break from that lecture. I went and made a delicious fruit bowl, which I'll talk about briefly. It's got a lot of stuff in it. You can kind of see it. It's got let's go to cola herbs sprinkled on top of it. It has cinnamon and watermelon, pineapples, ginger, lemon, dates, peaches, apples, and honey, and cinnamon on it as well, and watermelon. And I'm looking forward to enjoying that. Just another creative dish that I made, something that never been made before. I haven't made it before, and I've been on this constant, just trying to create something new every day. So anyways, going back to the astrological, I went to this website. It's funny, I went to this adult friend finder website just to check out what's going on, wanting to, because I don't really, I'm not really that, I don't really do a lot of messing around. So sometimes you want to make sure that you get your juices flowing. That's not something that you want to completely let lie dormant, because you have a lot of power in your sexual energy. So you want to make sure that's stimulated. So I took a break and ended up taking a longer break, because I ended up feeding my niece and then making something to eat. But before I went on that break, I went to this adult film finder, and I came across it a few days ago. But then I came across it, it brought to my remembrance again after I was watching this lecture by C Freeman L. And on it, and I made sure I took the information from the website and made my own document. But it has this astrological compatibility, and I feel like that that's important, because we know that this science is real. We are all of the zodiac signs, but in the Asian and the Western signs, because the Asians, they go by the years, and they have like the year of the rat, the dragon, the monkey, those sorts of things. And in the West, we go by the month, and that we're all familiar with that. So I just was analyzing it, and I was amazed at how spot on it was as far as who I'm compatible with, and naturally oftentimes these people are Taurus, so naturally I perceive more Scorpios in my world naturally, and I'm very compatible with them. I have more Scorpion females coming to my world, and we have interactions and whatnot. There's been quite a few over the years, and some of us still maintain contact, because it's a good relationship. We might not be together, but we have a little fun, and then some of them, and we're still able to talk and communicate and break bread. So I thought that was amazing, and I want to go touch a little bit more on my particular attractions and some of the signs that and use that are most beneficial for me. But I just wanted to touch on that. and I'm going on a whole bunch of different things. But I just find it amazing, and that's more of a discovery of yourself. That's the most important thing, is you discovering yourself. Self-discovery, because once you discover yourself, you're able to help other people discover themselves, and you're able to understand the reflections that you see in other people. You know, and that's how we're able to generate more harmony in our communities and in our neighborhood. I guess you could say our neighborhood, because we're not communities yet until we start communicating more. But once we really start to understand ourselves, that's we can become really really powerful. And we definitely have to get this understanding back into these buildings, and so that these studies that we're doing, this time that people are putting in, can actually become practical and not just illusionary. When you're thinking about the spirits and you're worshiping somebody else, you can really begin to activate this Christ consciousness in you, which is what you're destined to be. I was watching a Dick Gregory lecture last night. He and Deepak Chopra spoke on the same thing about how we're, it was 500 million sperm that left the penis, the shaft of the male, and that were on pursuit to get into this one location to be born. And we happen to be, all of us who are here walking around on earth, or laying down on earth, or rolling around on earth, whatever, if you inhabit a vessel, you are able to make it. So we're all phenomenal, we're all extraordinary. So we have to really begin to look at each other differently and stop looking at each other as strangers, looking at each other like, hey man, you're a chosen one. You're a chosen one. You made it here. Like anybody, no matter how whack, quote unquote, or lame they may seem to be, you gotta understand that we all made it here. So the fact that we're all here, we're all chosen. We're all extraordinary. We're all phenomenal. Sometimes we have our little emotional fluxes, but we gotta, let those go through the process that they go through, and then, at the end of the day, make sure we got love for one another, make sure we appreciate one another, and make sure that we're trying to cultivate the highest forms of relationships that we can in all of them. So I just wanted to really just put something down real quick, because I had been a little while since I made a video, and I've had some extraordinary insights. I'm able to start really dreaming again. I really didn't, to a degree, I wasn't dreaming before, and our parents would tell me it's because they tell me because it was oftentimes when I'm going to sleep, I'm going back to the ship, and I'm having interactions there. But now that I guess the time has come for me to be able to start dreaming again, so that I can receive even more insights and receive more just channels of information. The more tools that we have at our disposal and at our fingertips, in our mind and our body that are activated, the more powerful we become, the more we can be in tune with the highest version of ourselves. So I'm excited to be able to start dreaming again. It's been about 4 or 5 nights in a row I've had vivid dreams, and I'm able to recall them once I wake up, and they've all been relevant to what I've been going through and the questions that I've been having throughout the day. So I'm just excited about that. I'm just excited about where we're going as a community, as a city in Fayetteville. I wanted to move. I had planned on moving. All my stuff is still packed up, but answers were showing me, the spirit showing me that I need to stay here and help raise vibrations in this city. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm looking forward to getting these white sheets down so I can be out there in the corner and handing them out. I got a lot of information on those sheets, practical information that they can use, herbal remedies, herbs that they can find right out in their yard, the dynamics about water, and on the flip side of that, I even put some poetry on there, some inspirational, motivational poetry on there. So I'm looking forward to finishing that sheet up. And if you want a copy of one of those, just let me know. It'll be a donation, because right now I don't have a type of job. I guess I don't really need a job. I just need to continue doing this work, because once people get a job, and I know I was like that when I had a job before, I was ready to let the job go, because I knew it wasn't going to amount to anything. I wanted to be able to start doing this work and get more of this understanding, more of this wisdom, so that I can be the best version of myself that I can be. Now, when I go back to school, I know exactly what I want to go to school for. I know that I'm going to school for a particular career, so that I can become even more independent and not have a job working for somebody else, but have my own business, have my own organization that I'm able to, make moves from in this physical realm, because you need currency to be able to a degree, and it allows you to progress in certain areas where you may not have been able to before, when you have a little more change in your hands and a little more buying power, So you know, and that was something I needed to go and understand too. Because last year, you know, it was a year of just releasing, letting go, and losing. You know, it was wild, and that's what I was doing myself. So I'm gonna cut this off because I can just go on. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff inside me I'm excited about. But once again, happy birthday to Emperor Haile Selassie, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, King of Kings, awesome representative, another version of the Christ, another Christ being who lived his truth and did the best he could to represent for his people. And I'm thankful and I'm honored to even be aware of his example, and look forward to being able to carry out my own version of his example as a Christ being in my own right, as a master in my own right. So it's Androynous, love, peace, be encouragement, stay encouraged, inner peace, light and love to you, and let's grow. TLG, choose goodness all day.